All right.
MZ. Paname, one more spin, Paname, one more spin, Paname, one more spin. BJ, you going? BJ, can't break, BJ. Hey, when I better see you see my, you know how to use it, yeah. See my eyeball, see you know la my leg, yeah. You don't have to shake it, both say you just leave it, yeah. Girl, on star, just you find swag, I race it, yeah. That will get you bought, that will get you tete, that will say you down, make you find, just a day, all clothes, give us sugar, we spell the juicy, now you're equal, the woman back, me Africa, all clothes, give us sugar, we spell the juicy, now you're equal, the woman back, me Africa, before I begin with the beginning, every hustle you doing, you gotta be fair, bro. I didn't go.
Yeah. Yeah. Good day, everybody. Um. Shout out to everybody. All right. Shout out to everyone, and welcome to the podcast today. Uh. Today we're not on politics. All right. I mean, we talk politics, but sometimes we gotta give politics a break. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing. Um. I talk politics at the same time. I talk social and real life topic. So today we're gonna be talking about social life, and many of you know what social life is, and we're gonna be diving into social life today. You know what I mean? How we interact with people, or who we interact with, who we associate ourselves with. Those are the kind of stuff we're gonna be talking about. Uh, we're gonna be talking about the impact. You know how negative and negatively social life can impact your life, and how positively it can also impact your life. So those are the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about. So let's listen to the music, and then we'll come back to the topic. While we're listening to the music, guys, please help me share the live. Now I'm going to be sharing the live myself. So do the same as I'm doing it, please. All right. Please share the live. Okay. Share the live.
Because you don't know. I was driving my latest yeah. One earring, yeah. The hustle was sticking, so I breaking, yeah. I will pay Susu at that thing, yeah. And the speed did it, I ain't happy, yeah. Look at that for me, I got one more spade. Then I have one more spade, I ain't open spade. Me not been sending mobile money, June again, can't get lucky ticket. Like me, I drop passenger, the passenger, team and no more. Hey, my friend mentioned she tells me hi. That tells her back. She said, like me, princess. I said, who princess? Princess, what? In a flower dress, with a human hair, a smelling nest, with a less skin, but you were talking to. In no time, when tell a princess personal drawer in the player, I'm a drop princess around free in the time, yeah. She would just rub my chin, blow my thigh, send me Susie meshing out, laughing, cuckoo, kiki, keke. They all are there, they should come and fool. Later, I don't can beat me out. I told the crowd, they are put my same rap to go big out. Jump on me to read that, they are see a bow. 20 on hockey, playing love. Brother, we are there live when they are telling say the guy they cannot sufficient. In fact, the whole on carrier, they say, you know, here, the shackle, she wall, everything, the whole corridor, now you come already say, in my heart, that was if I did a break. I'm a father, what she brought me for, came around, what she paid my mind, what Gary. I thought she want me, why, but she was there, you see me, look at you.
All right, guys. That's it there. That's native right there. Shout out to all my Liberian artists. all the entertainers in Liberia, I want to say shout out to all of you. I mean, you guys are doing a marvelous job. Our entertainment industry is actually growing, and that's what we want to see. I want to see it more positive in the entertainment industry than negative. I know it's entertainment, people beef each other and also the thing, but at the same time, we got to work together to build the industry. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was native. Guys, stick with me. Don't go anywhere. Our topic tonight is social life. Um, and most of us know what social life is. The kind of people we interact with, the kind of people we associate ourselves with. Um, um, 2 weeks ago, I spoke about your inner circle, and today I'm speaking to you about social life because when I spoke to you about your inner circle, and I think that your inner circle and your social life can cooperate together. So it is important that we talk about social life today. Those are all educational podcasts I'm sharing with you guys. Um, I know I talk politics, but not everyday politics because sometimes we need to educate the young people out there. And social life is not just for young people, social life is for everybody. Okay, that's why we're gonna be speaking on that. You know, it's everyday society, the way we live, the people we interact with, the people we associate ourselves with. So that's why I believe that social life is important. But gentlemen, or ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the podcast, I'm gonna play you another song. And while the song is playing, please do me a favor, share the life with people, share the life in every group that you're in, invite your friends, invite other people to come and listen. You might learn one or two things. It's gonna be at your benefit. So I'm giving you guys a lot of education on this platform. So yes, share the life with your friends and let's get it going, people. Let's get it going. Let me see. Let's play something for Nima.
Calling on the beats.
Share the live, guys. Please share the live. Okay, please share the live. Please invite your friends, invite other people. Let them join. Please share the live. Okay.
Go every man, gang to
Yeah, very educational today. Share the live, guys. Share the live. Invite your friends. Invite other people to join. Share the live, please. Share the live. All right. All right. That's beautiful music from Nima County. Shout out to Nima. Like I keep saying, I think all the talent in Liberia come from Nima County. And shout out to the Nima soccer team as well. I saw that they dealt with Bond County too. So, that's a good win. We all know Nima County is the best when it comes to the county meet, and they have won it at least 6 or 7 times. So they have won it more than any other county in the country. So shout out to the Nima County soccer team. You guys keep pushing, doing it or keep doing us proud, because other than Maserati, I think Ganto City should be the second popular city in Liberia and the second developed city in Liberia. I mean, I haven't been to other county. I don't know what they got there, but I think Nema County is actually building and is doing pretty good. So, you know, very strong football team, talent, music wise, very strong. So yeah, I support my Nima County people. I'm a Nimbadian, so I support Nima County all day. Yeah. So guys, you know, thanks to you guys for joining me. Okay, those of you who are joining me, I want to say thanks to you. Um, most of you know me on about I'm always speaking on politics, but I'm also always educating people on my platform because I know it's not all about politics. I mean, we can speak politics, but we also have to, you know, speak to the youth. That's important. So that's why every time I speak politics, I do entertainment, and I motivate the young people. Um, and some of you might, some of you might see me for the past couple of weeks. I've been speaking a lot of motivational speech. I've been doing a lot of motivational podcasts because I'm looking at the society in our country. I'm looking at the movement of the youth. I'm looking at how people are behaving, you know. So that's why I think it's very important that we speak on those things. 2 weeks ago I spoke about your inner circle. You know, I spoke about the kind of people you brings into your inner circle, because the people that you hang out with every day, are the people you are learning from. So that's why it is important to carefully choose who's to bring in your inner circle. Yeah, good morning, Fatu. All right. That's why it is important to be, you know, very selective the kind of people you bring in your inner circle. So I gave that, and few people took it in, some people didn't. That's life. At the same time, we can't give up. We had to keep talking. You see, the same way we beat on the government is the same way we had to beat on our youth. So tonight we're gonna be speaking on social life. Okay, we're gonna be talking on social life. What is social life? What positive and negative impact can social life have on the young people and in our community? What are some of the example of positivities or negativities in the life of the youth or in your life as an adult? So that's what we're going to be speaking on. So let me officially welcome all of you to my podcast. Okay, welcome to the podcast today. We are talking on social life, how and who we interact with, who we associate with, the space we move in, and the influence we allow in our lives. Because social life is actually powerful. So it's up to you. If you have ears, open up your ears and learn. Don't look at the messenger, but look at the message that's coming from the mouth of the messenger. You know what I mean? So don't look at the messenger. Like the Bible say, most of your pastor will tell you, don't do as I do, but do as I say. So the pastor is simply trying to tell you, don't follow the activities that he do, but follow the message that he's preaching to you. So if the pastor is preaching to you about forgiveness, he might not be somebody that forgave, but that's the message for you. He's telling you to forgive. That's the message in the book. So not everybody that tell you to forgive, they they not forgave people. They're not forgiver. But it's not about them. It's about you. So that's what I'm trying to say. So don't look at the messenger, but listen to the message. If the message, you know, important to you, then take the message and apply the message in your life, right? So, what is social life? What is social life? Most of us know people think that social life is all about, you know, hanging out with friends, having fun, and doing this and doing that. So, social life includes a lot, okay, in your life. Social life includes a lot. And what are some of the things that social life includes? Social life includes the people you associate yourself with. Just like when I told you about your inner circle, who do you bring into your inner circle? Who do you share your ideas with? Who do you share your dream with? Those are the kind of people that you bring to your inner circle. So this is the same as social life. So the people that you associate yourself with, the value that you share in your circle, okay? Even social media, okay? Even social media, even social media. A lot of us, we are all on social media. And even young children nowadays. But the good thing is that for us in Australia, social media has been banned for children under the age of 16. And the reason the government banned social media to children under the age of 16 is to protect them. Because you see, the internet, okay, the internet have a lot going on. There's a lot of predator on social media, but we don't know. Okay. There's a lot of predator on social media that we don't know. So the government found it wise to protect our youth, our young children. So in Australia, the government banned social media for children under the age of 16. Now, if their parents want to open YouTube account, the parent has to monitor the YouTube. The parent has to open the account and verify the account with their ID. They have to monitor the account, right? Because they want to protect the young people. Now, social media has influence. Most of us, when they come to our gadgets, we hold on to our gadgets for 24, like 24/7. Even me, I'll be on my phone till 12 midnight, looking at Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, and all of this. But social media has influence. We don't know. What about our community culture? What about our community culture? Peer pressures and social expectation. All of those things play a major role in your life. So when we are talking about social life, that's your social life. That is your social life. So you have to understand what is social life in order for you to protect yourself from it or to take advantage of it. Because social life has the negative and the positive. Now, if you follow the negativity of social life, it's going to impact you in a negative way. But if you follow social life in a positive way, meaning choosing your friends, choosing your circle, listening to people that have dreams, people with ambitions, those are the kind of people you listen to, those are the kind of people you associate yourself with, then you have a positive result from your social life, right? From your social life. So your social life is slowly it slowly program your behavior. Okay. For example, I put a photo up. Most of if you check my let me put this photo up real quick. Let me put this photo up. I want to show you this photo that I put up. Um if if you check my Facebook, I put a photo up. And what that photo is simply saying, all right. This is an AI photo, so I make this out of AI. So it's not a real people. It's an AI photo. I just created through AI. Okay. Um, so I create that through AI. Yeah. Let me. I'm trying to find this photo. I want to show this to you guys. Okay. So in this photo, you're seeing two best friends, right? There's two best friends. One of them is a smoker and one of them is a non-smoker. But because you can oh come on, what's going on? All right. Sorry guys. I'm gonna share. Just give me a second. I'm gonna share. I'll put my Facebook up and we can take a look at my Facebook. Okay. So let me put my Facebook up and we'll go through my Facebook. and I'll show you guys a photo I'm talking about. Okay, I'll show you guys the photo I'm talking about. Okay. So this is the photo I'm talking about, right here. Okay. So this is the photo I'm talking about. If you can clearly see that, okay, this is what I'm talking about. So that photo there, that's an AI photo. I make that photo with AI. So those are not real people. But you can see the guy in the black shirt, the taller dude. He had two smoke in his hand. One is already light up, and one is in his hand. Now the one that is light up, he's giving that to the dude in a white shirt, right? Now that's clear to tell you the guy in the white shirt doesn't smoke. He doesn't smoke, but he hang out with a friend that smoke, and the friend not, the friend just doesn't smoke, but he's also influencing the guy in the white shirt with the smoke, right? Oh, good morning, Kruma, right? So he also influencing the guy in a white shirt with a smoke. Now, what this guy's gonna do if he pick that smoke up from him and he smoke it for the first time, and then the second time, and then the third time, then he become a smoker. Then he throws the negative part of his social life from this feather. And that's gonna affect him. And after smoking, he's gonna learn to start drinking. And once he start drinking, he's gonna learn to start doing drugs like kush and all of this. So this, what am I trying to say to you guys? I'm trying to say that I'm trying to say this is the life that we are experiencing in our country. So that comes under peer pressure. Okay, you can clearly see he's influencing the other feather in the Y. Okay, that is peer pressure. He's telling him, dude, come on, there's nothing wrong with the smoke. Just have a puff. Nothing's gonna happen to you. I mean, if you want to hang out with me, you're gonna have to smoke, you're gonna have to drink. People that does not have a strong self-esteem, they're gonna pick up the smoke and start smoking, and that's gonna affect them negatively. So that's peer pressure. That's what I'm talking about. That comes on a peer pressure. So what are some of the impacts? Okay, what are some of the positive impacts when it comes to social life? Okay, because social life have a lot of benefit, but in order for you to feel the benefit of social life, there's special people you have to hang out with. If you just want to hang out because you want to be cool, you want to hang out with the cool dudes or the cool guys, then you gotta be careful. And some of the positive in social life, okay, you see, when young people surround themselves with friends who value things like education, things like skills, and hard work, there's a lot of benefit. When you surround yourself with people who pay attention in schools, who have skills and hard working, you are likely going to stay focused in school. You're likely going to stay focused in school. You're going to learn trade. You're going to be an entrepreneur. I keep talking about entrepreneurship to young people in Liberia. Every time I talk about entrepreneurship, I'm also asking you to surround yourself with people that have the ideas. You see, let me give an example with Emil. Okay, I like Emil. He's a young man in Liberia. He's a content creator, but he has stepped up his game. He has elevated himself. He has become now a streamer, right? Now he has found a way how to monetize his Facebook or his social media in Liberia. And Liberia is a country that is not monetized. So monetization is not in Liberia. But Emil has found a way on how he can make money while he's in Liberia. Now, when you hang out with Emil, or when you learn from Emil, he's going to teach you positive things. Okay, he's going to teach you positive things. So when young people surround themselves with other friends who are ambitious, hardworking, skillful, you are likely to come out of that circle to be educated, to stay focused, if possible, to stay in school and to have skills because you allow your social life to take positive turn on you, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, right? Now, when group of young people surround themselves with the right peers, right? They stay out of trouble. They avoid crime and drugs. We have a lot of drugs in our country right now. The youth, the young people, and the government is doing the best. The government is fighting it, but there's something the government is not doing. There's something the government is not doing to stop those youth from doing what they're doing in the street. And I have spoken about this countless time on my platform. There's no vocational school in our country. Even the recreational center, the PHP Park or the Invincible Park, those they're not enough. Okay, because Liberia is for the youth, so you need more than that to keep the youth busy, right? So when the youth are engaging with some sort of program, recreational program, some sort of vocational program, it focuses their mind on what they are doing. They are learning. So it focuses their mind on that. And it take their minds off the street. Okay. So it is important as a society, as a nation, to come up with these ideas. It helps those kids to stay focused, to stay active, and to forget about drugs, alcohol, and young youth violence. Okay. Now, a youth, okay, a youth group that studies together or learn its skills together can change the future of an entire neighborhood. When I was in Liberia in Kansofren, I mean that's a Sawyer Barry, but I was in the Sawyer Barry in Kansofren at the time. You know, at the time it was brand new. The houses, everything was very brand new. I mean, I haven't been there in about maybe 20, 25, 20, over 30 years. I haven't been there. But when we was in Kansofren, after school, we used to go together and study our books together. You know, we used to do spelling tests with each other. So, for example, we spell or spelling bees, but it's quite different because, for example, if you to spell water, if I say spell water and you can't spell water, and I'll spell the water in your hand. So that's like what 5 letters. So I'll give you water in your hand. I'll spell it in your hand. That will keep you focused. Next time, you don't want me to whip you. You don't want me to spell water in your hand. So you're gonna study. So those are the type of thing we used to do when I was in suffering. When I was in suffering, right? We used to study together. Because of that, we didn't have time to do bad stuff, right? And after study, we play soccer together, right? We play soccer. So we didn't have time to do bad things. So everyone I was hanging out with, they were all good kids. Our parents would never allow us to hang out with bad friends because they say, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Our parents never allow us to do those things. Back in the day, parents have more control over their kids. But now we're in 2025, 2026. Children are now controlling their parents. which is very dangerous. Which is very dangerous. Because back then, if you misbehave, you can get whipped. But nowadays, you cannot. If you misbehave, there's nothing your mom or your dad can do because the government protects you. So we are having more bad youth than good youth. We are having more people turning to be a drug addict in Liberia or armed robbery or thief or what some sort of things. Our youth are destroying themselves. Okay, it's all about the social life they choose. Who they choose to hang out with, who they choose to share their values with. Choose somebody with more value, somebody that can add value to yours. It's not the other way around. I said it before. You that do not allow your friends to pick you. You don't. I mean, don't choose the friends because they're cool. Choose a friend that is going to have a positive impact to your life. That's very important. So you choose a friend that is going to add a value to the value that you already have. You don't want to choose somebody as a friend that is going to hold you down. You need somebody that will push you up, that will elevate you, right? Somebody that is going to elevate you, that is going to give you new ideas, that's going to tell you things that you need to hear, things that's going to benefit you in life. So, social life is important, just as your inner circle. All right, just as your inner circle. Now, I'll tell you that some of the benefit of social life is emotional support, right? Those are those are some of the benefit you can get in your social life because the friends that you hang out with, okay, a good social life or a good social youth gave you a sense of belonging, confidence, okay, emotional stability. Because they're there. They check on you, they call you. If you're sick, if something happening to you, they're there to support you physically and mentally. That means you have chosen a good social life for yourself. That means you have surrounded yourself with people of value. And those people of value, they can add value to the value that you already have. So it is important the people we hang out with, the people we associate with, the people we interact with, or the kind of stuff you watch on Facebook, the kind of stuff you watch on TikTok, the kind of stuff you watch on Instagram. All of this social media have influence, positive or bad. The life is yours to choose. You choose what's going to benefit you tomorrow, and not what's going to destroy you, right? Because social life can build you up, and social life can also destroy you, right? It can destroy potential. That is social life for you. So it is important the kind of friends that we hang out with, who we listen to, the advice that we get. It is important, right? It is important. Emotional stability, right? Emotional stability. And when you surround yourself with this kind of people, that reduces your depression, your loneliness, you know, even violence among young people. Yes, it reduces violence among young people because you guys don't drink, you guys don't smoke, you guys don't go out and trying to be a gangster. No, you guys are focused on your education, on your trade, on your skill, and your entrepreneurship. Things that's going to put money in your pocket. Things that are going to add value to your life. That's what you focus on. So when young people of that mindset, right? When young people of that mindset gather together, they become somebody, they become very important people in our society. Okay. They develop a community, they develop a neighborhood, they keep it safe. It is important who we choose, right? Yes, it is important who we choose to hang out with. I mean, take the message in, guys. Take the message in. It's gonna benefit you. Um, those are things that we should already know. But you see, the reason I'm speaking on those things, there's a lot happening in our society today. When I look around Liberia and I see, the young people, how they destroying their life. When I mean destroying their life, I see a lot of young people just, just want to be thieves, or they want to be a gangster. They want to do drugs. They want to do alcohol. They want to party and not add value to their life. You know, and when you have such an environment, they say young people are the leader for tomorrow. But before you can become a leader for tomorrow, you gotta be prepared. If you are not prepared, you cannot be a leader for tomorrow. Yes. You see, I was listening to Spoon TV. There was a guest on Spoon TV, and and uh I think it was Councilor Gu. Councilor Gu asked the guest. Apparently, this guest is also a supporter of the ANC. Um, and I think he was a mayor or somewhere where he's come from in America. But Councilor Gu asked the guest. Councilor Gu said, "What does the guest think about our society today?" Because back in the day, even during Chasteda time, Samuel Kedo, there were a lot of young people taking leadership. But nowadays, young people are not taking leadership. Young people are not being voted in the representative, into minister or ministerial position and stuff like that. And the guest said something very important. He said it all has to do with the environment, because young people now, they are not taking education serious. Young people now, they just want to be cool. They just want to do something that will put money in their pocket immediately. But they not know that tomorrow they are the leader of tomorrow. So all I'm trying to say is, you know, choose who's gonna add value to your life. If you want to be a representative tomorrow, you have to start planning today. If you want to be a senator tomorrow, you have to start planning today. You don't wait when you're in your, old age, then you say you want to be a senator, then you're not ready for that. That's why you see most of our leaders in our country, they don't know how to go about it. They don't understand leadership, because leadership start at a young age. Leadership is something that is built in you, right? So you are a born leader, but you have to develop your leadership. You have to work on it. If you don't work on it, it's gonna be just like Liberia. All of our leaders in the country, they were not a born leader. No, they are self-made leader. They are not a born leader. Because you will see when a person is a born leader, you'll see immediately when they take certain position, you will see their leadership start to impact the life of the people around them. The way they talk to their peers or their colleagues, the way they talk to their staff, you will know that that person is a true leader. But nowadays, like the director of LDA, he sucker punched his assistant in the face. That's not leadership. And young people are watching these things. Imagine, young people are seeing a director of such agency sucker punching his assistant, what you think the young people are going to learn? The young people is going to feel like, oh, that's a normal thing in our society. Then that's the bad environment for young people. So everything that we do, especially if you are in a leadership role, whatever you do, it affects or it impact the people around you positively or negatively. So we got to be careful now. The way we act, the way we behave, it is important, right? It is important that we do that. Now, so so social life have a lot because when young people work together, tend to have collective development. Now, collective development could be, for example, right, a strong social network. A strong social network can help community organize, right? Now, what do I mean? Help community organize. Liberia is not a clean country. Liberia is a very dirty country. Now, people focus in Maserati, but Liberia is not just Maserati, right? No, it's not just Monrovia. No, you have other places. Even in Maserati, people are focused on the main street, on Broad Street or Carriage. I don't know Liberia, so I don't want to either know the country. But people, I see the city mayor doing some cleaning exercise. But when collective youth, okay, when youth with social value, right, work together, they develop a collective or bond, strong social network. And through that strong social network, they use that to develop a community by setting up a cleaning up campaign. So on a Saturday, you could see 10, 15 young people together, just taking a wheelbarrow, a shovel, a broom, you know, and they take good care of their community. For example, if they live in Duazon, whatever community they live in Duazon, they can clean that. They can have a cleanup campaign where they clean up everywhere, the rubbish, they can come up with a rubbish bin and everybody in the community put their rubbish in the trash can. At the end of the day, they pick it up and they take it wherever the rubbish goes, right? So that's a cleanup campaign. They could do a fundraising, right? A group of young people that have values. They could do a fundraising, right? For a primary school, for a clinic, or for something, right? And whatever they raise from their fundraising, it can go to the community college. It can go to orphanage home. It can go to schools. It can go to the local clinic in their community. So they are adding value to the community, right? Now, when you see a bunch of young people behaving in that manner in that community, there will be no violence, right? Because the youth are working together to add some value to their community. So when you see them behaving in that manner, those are people who's going to grow up tomorrow to be very important people in the community or in our environment, right? So that's why it is important when you surround yourself with people that add value to your life. People that add value to your life will always come up with new ideas, with ideas that is going to help you, help them, help the community. They're not just thinking about themselves, they are thinking about the entire community. Those are the kind of group you want to be among because you want to make an impact within your community. You want to make an impact, in the life of other people, right? You can do fundraising. community security. All right, community security. Because when you guys are working together, you become a vigilante, right? You become a vigilante. You protect your community from criminals, from bad people. And that neighborhood will be a peaceful neighborhood. That neighborhood will be happy. It will be peaceful, and people will have more association than it was before. So those are the way young people can use social life positively to their advantage. Like I said, social life have negative impact and positive impact. Now I'm speaking of all the positive impact. I'm also gonna give you an example, a couple of negative impact, right? So you also gonna get a couple of example on that. But it is important to surround yourself. So a social life becomes a tool for development. Yes, because when you're doing cleaning up, what I mean, like doing fundraising for school, you become a community security and all of that. You become you use social life to your advantage, right? You use social life to your advantage, and social life becomes a tool for development and not destruction. So you use it positively, so it become development tools to your people and yourself. Now, positive impact on society. A healthy society promote life, right? Respect of law. One of the things that we have an issue with in our country is that people don't have respect for the rule of law. People do not respect law enforcer. People do not respect the laws in the country. For example, it might be written or there might be a sign that said do not urinate. Because of people do not have respect for the law, they're gonna stand right next to the sign and urinate because there's no consequences and they don't have respect for the rule of law. Cultural value. Now, we spoke about this, me, Obadiah, Daniel, and Samuel. Samuel from, I think, Kagata. We spoke about this when we were talking about entertainment. And we talk about our young people are losing their cultural value. Our young people are losing their cultural value because they are imitating a country like America, Nigeria, Ghana, Rwanda, and you know, and other country outside of the Liberia. So due to that, they are studying something different and losing their cultural value. That's why our music, our musicians, when you listen to Liberian music, you feel like, oh, this is a Nigerian music. Even though it doesn't sound like a typical Nigerian music, but if you listen to J Boy the Prophet, if you listen to Jezino, who happened to be one of the best artists in Liberia, but he doesn't sound like Liberian. He sounds like a foreigner. So there's no cultural value. He might pronounce himself to be a Liberian artist, but deep down in him, he knows that he's not a Liberian artist because everything he's doing, he's not preaching the Liberian culture. Which one of Jezino music or songs have you heard him talk about the Liberian culture? No. Jezino sound more like Nigerian or Ghanaian. He sound more foreigner, okay? Because there's no cultural value, right? There's no cultural value. Now, I always talk about national unity, right? National unity is important because if we have peace and unity within our community, everything will be peaceful. Everybody will be happy. People will live a happy life, looking after each other, in the community. But when people keep on fighting one another, then the community is vulnerable. Anything can comes in and nobody's going to do nothing about it. So it is important that we have unity among ourselves as a community, right? Now, what are some of the negative? Let me talk about because I got a few more minutes to finish out of here. Now, what are some of the bad peer pressure? Uh, When you choose, sorry guys, when you choose social life and now use it positively, just like what I just spoke about, if you choose social life in a negative way, then you have bad peer pressure. So bad peer pressure, right? What does that happen? Many youth, this is the thing that is fed Liberia now. This is what affecting the youth in Liberia. It's the bad peer pressures. Now, many youth, always fall into this trap. Instead of establishing themselves and using that circle they have into their advantage, no, they choose the bad ones. And what are the bad ones? Drugs abuse, criminal activities, or early pregnancy for female, right? School dropout. And why does all of this happen? Because they wanted to fit in. That's it. All they wanted to do, they just want to fit in. They want to be cool. So they hang out with people who are in this habit so that they can be cool. Now, it's very dangerous when you have young people doing drugs. Drugs abuse is what's suffering Liberia today. Even though the government is trying to control, but the more the government try, the more the youth become engaged. Because when the youth are engaged with each other on the bad side of it, then bad things happen. So drugs abuse, criminal activities for female, early pregnancy, school dropout. Just why all of this happen? Because they want to fit in. They want to fit in. Okay, they want to fit in. Okay, that's why they fall into those categories. Okay, on the bad group, right? One bad group can destroy a years of potential. Lucky Dube said it. Lucky Dube said it takes 1,000 people to build a community, but it takes one stupid fool to destroy it. Lucky Dube said that. Peace to his ashes. It takes 1,000 people to build a community, but it takes one stupid person to destroy a whole community that was built by thousands of people, right? Thousands of people. So today, social media has created a fake lifestyle. You go on social media, you see people living on social media like they are kings and queens. They are doing things that they cannot afford. Due to that, they have to do something bad for them to afford that life. Because if they don't do such, they cannot afford such a life, right? We are all saying this. Go on Facebook today. Go on IG. Go on TikTok. People the people are posting things. Imagine it. Just I take that to be imagination. Because if you cannot afford iPhone 17 Pro Max, why are you posting a picture? Or why are you taking somebody iPhone 17 and taking picture with it? Right? I mean, you can take it and take picture, but if you sure they're gonna work hard to own it one day, yes. But don't take somebody things that you know you cannot afford and bluff with it, as we say in Liberia, right? So the lifestyle that has been created by social media, okay, is fake. A fake. Most of this, our young people see the Americans celebrity living large, but they don't know how they start, how they get their money or their fame. It takes hard work, years of hard work to get to those levels. But they want to become that life in a second. At the end of the day, they choose a lifestyle that does not suit them or that does not benefit them. Okay. The pressure to show wealth. I see some of our celebrity on social media, and I don't comment on people's stuff. I'll see a lot of things and I just go past it because I don't comment on those things. But I see our celebrity with Liberian dollars, not US dollars, but Liberian dollars. I seen them showing off Liberian dollars on social media as if they have enough money. But those of them who are showing you those amount of money, go to their home, they got nothing. The little that they have, they come and show up, pretending like they're cool. At the end of the day, they are inviting trouble to themselves. Because if an armed robber see you showing those type of money on social media, they believe you have it, and they could come to your house to harm you. And if you don't give what you show on social media to them, your life will be at risk. So I see our celebrity in Liberia or our youth doing some stupid things that they don't think about the implication of what they are doing. So every time I see those things, I just laugh about it. And I said to myself, like, they don't even know they don't even know what they're doing. Because if they know the implication of what they're doing, they wouldn't be doing it. Yeah. I mean, why show off? You know? So the desire, that's the thing. The desire to get quick money is all on social media. That's why we call it social media fake life. Right. So not everything you see on social media is real, especially with AI. But our young people, because lack of ignorance and education, they see things on social media and they want to be that thing, but they don't know how that thing become why it is. So at the end of the day, it affect them negatively, right? So that's fake life. Social media, that's fake life. Okay. That's the pressure of social media, right? That's the pressure of social media. This pushes, no, it push youth into fraud, into crime, into immoral behavior. It's happening. Our young girls, our young boys, some are getting into some are becoming ritualists. Some of our young females are becoming a prostitute, a sex worker, just so they can have money to live the life that they saw on social media. So that is what we call social media pressure. social media pressure is not real, it's fake, right? Especially in the AI world. So if you can't afford, don't try to be that life because you are not that what that is. So that's what we call social media pressure, right? And that can put you into a lot of danger. Yeah, that can put you into a lot of danger. Now, I want to talk about the normalization of violence. Those are the negative effect of social life when you don't surround yourself with the right peer. Those are the effect, the negative effect that can happen to you or a community or an environment. That's what I'm talking to you. The normalization of violence in our community. Okay. So this is when crime become socially accepted. It's happening. Liberia, the young people are very brave. Young people are too brave. They feel like they can do anything and walk away with it without justice. So they bound themselves with people who have the minds to do something very bad to other people. So criminals are praised, right? So, right? So criminals are praised. We are praising criminals. If somebody steal, we don't hold that person accountable. We praise them. Oh, that person, maybe they're hungry or probably they need money for something. They got emergency and all these nonsense. We'll be praising them. There's no justice. There's no consequences. Those are the bad effects, negative effect of social life. When you don't plan it well, instead of taking advantage and turning social life to your advantage and making good thing out of it, you turn it to the wrong and it's affect you negatively. So the wrongs that people do becomes the rights. Um, and this coming to our politicians. Politicians believe that it is still money from the citizen. And for example, they steal 300,000 and they keep 200,000 and they spread 100,000 around and give it to few people. And those few people become a social media soldier to defend that individual that stole the money. So those people that benefit $10, $20 from that money, they're now praising the wrong that individual did to be right because it's normalized. It's normalized. Okay. So we praise criminals and the wrong become right. The fear becomes normal. So we live in a society where, for example, if you want to walk to the shop, you want to walk to the shop and you know that there's bad things, like there's people kidnapping people, there's bad people like robbing people, stabbing people. But because you live in such community or environment, it has become normal to you. So the normalization of violence has already set in. So you are used to it, normal, right? So community lost their moral compass at the end of the day. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Community lost their moral compass. Yes. So, and then we start to do once community lost their moral compass, then what next? Then we start division and gossip. Okay. So we have a little small group now, maybe comprised of 5, 6 people. So in this group, instead of we focusing on how to impact our community positively, we decide to be problematic to our community. So we decide to be problematic to our community. Instead of helping the community, doing positive thing in the community, we become problematic to our community. We start to gossip, tribalism. We start to do or choose. Oh, this person's from Nima County, so I'm gonna hang out with him. Oh no, this one's from Lofa County. No, you can't hang out with us. Oh, this one's from Bon County. Oh no, I'm from Masura. Oh no, you can't hang out with me. Then we do tribalism. And then political hatred. Listen, guys, what I'm talking on today, those are things that are happening in Liberia. So I'm not speaking on things that is not happening. I'm speaking on things that is affecting our society today. Okay. So the reason I'm speaking to you guys about those things, because this is our community, our society, our environment, our country need this. Young people needs to wake up. Okay. As I advocate for young people, every day on my show, I try to speak to young people. So everything I'm telling you, those are things that are happening in our country today. So I'm not speaking randomly. No, I'm speaking on facts. Okay. Political hatred, tribalism, fake news, and rumor is not, those are real things that are happening in our country. So I'm not speaking to you. I live in Australia, but I'm speaking to you of what is happening in Liberia, what we have observed, and what have seems to be that have facts to it. Those are what I'm speaking on. So it is important that we take in those messages in and apply those messages in a positive way so that it can save us and our community and our loved ones and our neighborhood. It is important, right? So social life, if it's not used at your advantage to develop you, it can destroy you. And that's why you see a lot of young people sleeping at the graveside, right? Yeah, Daniel, what's up? Eh? That's why you see a lot of young people sleeping at the graveside, at the cemetery. A cemetery is not a place to sleep. A graveyard is not a place for a normal person. For somebody to be at a graveyard, that means there's something wrong up here. Because people who are not in their right mind, right senses, are the people, you know, because they make the wrong choice. They choose an inner circle that was not impactful in their life. And they decide to associate themselves with people that play no value in their life. That's why you see people at the graveside. You see older people there. You see young people, because that's why when you choose your inner circle, it is important. Your social life, the people you hang out with, the people you associate yourself with. You could see yourself in the executive mansion, depending who you hang out with, depending who you associate yourself with. But you could see yourself in a graveyard like it is now today. It's all depend on your social choice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking to you about social life. Who you associate yourself with, who you interact with, who you take advice from. I'm speaking to you today to make the right choice Social life is not just about having fun, partying, drinking, this, that. No, there's more to social life than you think. Make the right choice, and you have a better life in the end. But make the wrong choice, and your life will be the worst that you can ever imagine. Right? Right? That you can ever imagine. So let's take a quick break. Right? Let's take a quick break. Let me have some water, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about a few things. Guys, we're not far again. Okay, we're not far again.
I've been suffering for so long. So many people they hate me. They tell me I too cool for nothing. Oh yeah, anywhere I go, they talking about me. Anything I do, they talking about me. I get one girl, they can say about me. I can't hear every day like the topic like I see. I know say you were doing, I know say you were saying. What am I destiny for?
Shout out to my boy ZD Brazy from Nima County. I told y'all, man, Nima is so good, yeah. Nima that place to be. I think we should make Nima Gantor now the capital city of Liberia. So where was I? Right? I was talking about tribalism, right? Political hatred, fake news and rumors, right? I was talking to you how you know, this can break trust and weaken communities and unity. All right, this is important. This is the everyday things in our everyday life. So when I'm speaking to you on those things, because I see them and I analyze them, so I'm not speaking out of ignorance. No, I'm speaking of what I see. So that is our society in Liberia. So negative impact at a national level, poor society or poor social life can lead to moral decay, corruption, breakdown of family value, right? When society celebrate the wrong role model, young people lose direction. Yes. So, for example, Prophet Key. I'll give Prophet Key. Let me read that to you again, right? So, when negative impact on society at a national level, poor social life leads to moral decay, corruption, a breakdown of family value. And when a society celebrates the wrong role model, young people lose direction. Now, and I want to make Prophet Key an example, right? You see, first, I love liability because I love Musa Hassan Bediti. But when I saw liability sitting with Prophet Key, I lose my head because liability is playing a major role in the life of young people in Liberia. So I don't believe liability should be sitting with Prophet Key. Sorry, guy. gentleman's spade, right? So when I see liability sitting with Prophet Key, I said to myself, what are you doing? Like, you are playing a major role in the life of the young people. Prophet Key is not somebody you should be sitting with, because Prophet Key is not somebody that the society, he's not the society, man, I want to say in a way, Prophet Key is not somebody that people should be saying with. First of all, Prophet Key have no respect for women. Prophet Key have no respect for leadership. Prophet Key has no respect for anyone. So, as somebody as important as yourself, should never be seen with such a person like Prophet Key. And this is the reason when President Weah took picture, when President Joseph Boakai shook Prophet Key hand, I get upset, because those are leaders. They should never be around such an idiot like Prophet Key. Prophet Key is not Prophet Key is not an example in our community. He's when we talk about negative impact in the community, Prophet Key is a key word of negative impact. He's not teaching the young people anything. The message from Prophet Key to the young people is how to respect their leaders, their elders, and their women. That's the message Prophet Key is giving to young people. And those young people that you see running after Prophet Key, or that listen to those words that he speak out from his mouth, those young people are not from home. Because a child from home will know what is wrong and what is right. A child from home will understand that Prophet Key has less impact in society. He's not a person to be around. Okay. So when society celebrates, the wrong role model, that's why you end up with something like Prophet Key. Young people lose their direction because what Prophet Key is giving and what I'm giving. Now you can see I don't have viewer on my show. I see few people comes and go, because I'm not insulting mom. I'm not insulting women. I'm not insulting leader, but I'm speaking sense. And that's what wrong with our society today. Our society today, when you are speaking message that would benefit young people or that would benefit the society, people don't pay attention to you. But for example, if I start insulting President Boakai, you're gonna see my life is gonna go high. I had a show where I was blasting up President Boakai, and I had my life, my viewer, and it went so high. But every time I talk on society, every time I try to motivate the youth, nobody comes because they're not interested. They don't. They're not used to those type of things. So they're not used to the kind of message I preach. They're used to somebody insulting their mother. They're used to somebody denigrating our moms and our sister. That's the society Liberia have today. Liberia have a society where Prophet Key is celebrated as somebody, as a celebrity. Liberia have a society where people rather kill each other to become somebody. That's the society that Liberia have today. So Liberia society does not encourage the message that we preach, because we preach about peace, unity, love. But they rather listen to somebody that insult them, somebody that insult their mother, somebody that insult leadership, somebody like Prophet Key, who doesn't even have an ear, so he cannot listen because there's no ear. So every time people talk, it go past because there's no ear to pull the words into his eardrum, right? So people like Prophet Key are a bad example. So, like I told you guys, choose a friend, okay, wisely. Learn to say no, not always yes, right? Not always yes. You have to create safe space for yourself and your neighbor. I told you guys that before, I said it on my show. I'm very picky when it comes to friends. I'm very picky because I'm a strange being. I'm easy to get bored and I'm easy to get upset. So when I choose a friend and I see one or two things negative about you, or if I choose a friend and I see you and I, our ideas does not align, it does not align together, then you're not my friend. You not being my friend doesn't mean that when I see you, we ain't gonna talk. No, we gonna talk. If I see you in the street, we gonna say hi, we gonna have a chat. But I'm not gonna bring it into my inner circle. I'm not gonna listen to you when you speak because you got nothing to educate me on. You got nothing of value that you can add to my value. So I'm very picky when it comes to friendship. So as the age of 38, turning 39, right? I have I think two or three good friends. That's it. Those are people I speak to on the phone. And those are people, we don't meet each other every time, but every time we meet, we have conversation, the chemistry, everything just align. Because I'm very picky. I'm very easy to get bored. I'm very easy to get upset. So when I choose you and you start acting funny and I see your idea and my idea does not align, that's it. I'm shifting you away. I don't care. Learn to say no. Build purpose before popularity. All right. I'm not a big type that go taking picture, making video. No, but I have the confidence to sit on my live show and talk to young people and educate people because that's what I love doing. But after the show, I'm not a type that just go on Snapchat taking pictures, TikTok taking picture. No, I don't do that. Okay. I'd rather have a purpose in my life than popularity. So young people don't understand those things, right? So have a purpose, build some purpose for yourself. Purpose before popularity, right? For communities, promote mentorship. Promote mentorship. You see, like I said, a leader is always born. But because you are a born leader, that doesn't mean you shouldn't work on yourself. When I finished high school, the very first thing I did was to go to college and complete my leadership and mentoring. Because I know someday I'm gonna be sitting on a platform like this and speak to people. So I learn about leadership and I learn about mentorship. Because of what I learned, it add value to my life. And I went on and I became a soccer coach and I became a leader, right? Because I add value to my life. I know what I wanted. So I built purpose over popularity, right? So that's why you see I'm always promoting leadership. I'm always promoting mentorship. I'm always speaking motivation words, word of motivation to young people, to inspire young people. I'm not speaking because, you know, they need it though. They need it in our community now. the society that they found themselves in. See, supportive role model. How many of you, who can you look at in Liberia and say that's your role model? See, that's some of the thing that we say. Who in Liberia now can you look at and say this is my role model? Maybe as an upcoming artist, you can look at Bucky Raw, you can look at Christoph, you can look at CIC. But are they really your role model? The message that Bucky Raw put in his songs, African Body Body, which of course it's not a bad song, but I saw a 4 years old child singing African Body Body. Is that a role of a role model? Question yourself. Okay. So, and it's important. Integrity. Reward integrity. Yes. We need to understand integrity and trustworthy should be rewarded. We should reward good people and not bad people. We can discipline bad people because we want a beautiful society. We want a safe society for our children. So we discipline bad people, we punish bad people. But we reward good people because good people add value to the community. Good people add value to the society. Good people add value to the life of your children. So that's why we should reward good people. Right? Yes. You see, I've been speaking about unity, 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 unity. And I'm going to have a show tomorrow, but it's going to be a political show, but it's going to be based on unity over division. Okay. So tomorrow, that's the title of my podcast tomorrow. Unity over division. And this happened to involve the leaders in our country, the president, the former president, the opposition, the imposition, unity over division. So that's the title of my show tomorrow. So in conclusion, before I play music, right? Social life is a double-edged sword. A double-edged sword is a sword like my phone, right? That's sharp and that is sharp. That's a double edge because both sides is sharp, right? That's a double edge. It can either build a nation or destroy a generation. The question is today, do you have a social life? The real question is a social life adding value to your future or stealing it away from you? That's the main question. So choose wisely. Associate yourself with wise people. Associate yourself with people of value. Associate yourself with people of integrity. Discipline. Moral value is important. Do not associate yourself with somebody of no value to your life. That's going to destroy you. Add value to your life so it can build you and not destroy you. That's my message for young people. And this is not just for young people. This is for everybody, every living being. That's the message. Now that the message is out of the way, let me play one music and then I'm out of here. Okay. 1 hour 35 minutes, so 5 more minutes, then I'm out of here. So guys, the choice is yours, you know. The choice is yours. What you choose to do with the message, that's up to you. Use the message wisely. That's up to you. Take the message or don't take it. That's a choice. Let's listen to this music, then we go home.
It's T-Mail on the beat.
It's Nyati. Keka nombe we katoka mwemo. La kwe nombe we katoka mwemo. Mono age kakama. Ika lobe asku sku mo kuisoka. Ika la kwa mo kuisoka. Yeka iko wande moyi. Le won le mieto ziza. Yeka iko wa komoyi. Don le mieto ziza. Yakola sonwa ikeba no lere ikeidina. Yetala wa ikeba no lere ikeidina. Yakola sonwa ikeba no lere ikeidina. Ye ikore benente mo ineya ikeine ya.
All right, thank you everybody. Thank you for the show tonight. It was a quick message. Look, this message are coming out because of our society, the environment. The country is destroying. Okay, so we need those message in the community. We need those message in our environment. We need this message for the young people. Take in the message. Don't look at the message. Guys, 10:49. As you can see the time. Okay. That's 10:49 p.m. in Sydney, Australia. So yes, good night to you guys and good day to you in Liberia. And that's how we go home tonight. Thank you all. Share the live, invite your friends, and see you all tomorrow. We're gonna be speaking on unity over division. That's it.